What married people don't recognize is generally both people are aging up simultaneously. You have to plan at a multifaceted level. Just because you're married, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person can take care of you. I've known situations in which people have a 20-year age difference and married someone specifically because they believed that that individual was going to take care of them as their insurance policy, so to speak. And the younger person got dementia. I'll give you a perfect example. I have a family member who married someone 20 years younger than them. They got married when they were 42 years old. They married someone who was 22 years old. The individual got early onset dementia by 60 and lived for almost 22 years. This family member took care of their wife for the entire time. And their wife died 21 years later. He took care of her for all of those years, but since he aged up, he still had to have live-in care, which cost $15,000 a month. And fortunately, he was able to afford that. But you can't necessarily think to yourself, because I have a younger spouse, because I have a spouse, I can take care of that family member. Taking care of a family member is a very, very difficult thing to do. It generally is not a part-time job, and it can be rather difficult. Not only that, you must recognize that you're both aging up at the same rate in most cases, even if there is an age gap of 4, 5, 10 years. Just because you're married to someone who is 60 years old and you're 70, well, the problem is when you're 80 years old and they're 70, it's a lot of work to take care of someone who is aging. It's a lot of work to be able to lug that person around. And ultimately, you don't want to injure yourself and then end up having to be supported. As you think about your retirement and your retirement planning, it's important to put all these varying factors in. And I haven't even talked about market volatility. I haven't talked about the inflating cost of healthcare over the long term. It just goes up substantially. So you've got to ask yourself, well, how much is this going to be? The average age in which someone goes to a nursing home is 80 years old. What happens due to modern medicine if you live another decade? What is that going to look like? How do you deal with that? Planning has to start immediately. The best time to start planning is now. Because just because you think that you're going to get through retirement unscathed certainly doesn't mean that you will. I want you to think about it. How many people do you know over the years that ended up in a situation financially that you said to yourself, there's no way I would want this to happen to me? Do you think they honestly plan to be in that kind of financial dire strait? Do you want to gamble your entire last portion of your life on potentially being right? You must plan. And plan for the worst, hope for the best. Make sure that you consistently have a plan on an annualized basis and you stick to that plan over the long term so you can have a successful retirement. Hi, my name is Aly McFarlane. I'm a managing partner at Wealthfolio Advisors. I help people like this every single day. We do it with a plan, an income plan, a retirement plan, and ultimately reviewing all the things that potentially could go wrong so you can have a more successful retirement. Click on the link below or call the number on your screen, and I'll be happy to sit down with you and review what we can do to make your financial future more secure.